Junie B., first grader. Toothless Wonder. Written by Barbara Park. Chapter 7. A Stumper. The next morning was school. I put my spit cup into my backpack, and I took it to my bus stop, 'cause Mother said I couldn't take my tooth, but the spit cup was Grandpa's idea. I saved Herb a seat. Then I bounced up and down, real excited, 'cause I couldn't wait for him to see me, of course. Finally, we got to his bus stop. I waved to him from the window. Then, I leaned my face real close to the glass, and I smiled my biggest smile. Herb's eyeballs popped out of his head. He ran on the bus zippity quick. "It came out, Herb, it came out," I said. "My tooth came out on Friday, and it's been out ever since." I smiled for him again. "See me, Herb? See how I look? I look fascinating, right? I don't look like Uncle Lou, hardly." Herb's eyeballs kept popping out at me. "Whoa," he said. "Wow." I laughed at that nice comment. I smiled and pointed. "See my tooth hole, Herb? Huh? I look cute, right? I don't even look like Uncle Lou, correct?" Herb said wow again. After that, I quick got my backpack, and I unzipped the zipper. "Yeah, only wait till you see this, Herbert," I said. "I brought something special for you to see." After that, I pulled out the cup, and I put it right on his lap. "Ta-da! It's my spit cup, Herb. I used this cup to rinse my actual spit." I showed him the edges. "See the pink color right there? That pink is from the bleeding." Herbert's face did not look delighted. "Okay, thank you," he said. "Please get it off of me now." I got it off. "But I thought you would like this," I said, very disappointed. Herbert patted me. "Live and learn," he said. Pretty soon, his face got normal again. "So how much money did you get from the fairy, Junie B?" he asked. "Did you get a lot of cash?" My stomach did a flip-flop at that question, 'cause I didn't want to discuss that matter, of course. I squirmed in my seat, kind of worried. Then I looked out the window, and I didn't talk. Herb tapped on me. "What's wrong, Junie B?" he said. "How come you're not answering me? The fairy did come, right? She didn't forget you, did she?" I looked all around. Then I scooted next to him very close, and I quieted my voice to a whisper. "Yeah, only I can't even discuss that matter, Herb," I said. "'Cause I know stuff about that fairy." "Stuff? What kind of stuff?" he asked. I whispered even softer. "Sorry," I said, "but I have to keep it a secret, and so please don't ask me any more questions, and I mean it." After that, I pretended to lock my lips, and I threw away the key. I saw that on TV once. Herb looked annoyed at me. I unlocked my lips again. "Don't be mad at me," I said. "I can't help what I know, Herb. And anyway, all you have to do is think about it, 'cause the fairy doesn't make sense." Herb scratched his head. "What do you mean she doesn't make sense? Why doesn't she?" I crossed my arms. "Because what does the fairy do with the teeth, Herbert? Huh? Did you ever ask yourself that problem? Why would a fairy pay money for teeth when she doesn't even use them? It sounds kind of fishy, don't you think? Herb just stared at me. Well, I said, do you know the answer, Herb? A fairy wouldn't just throw the teeth in the garbage, would she? 'Cause that doesn't even add up. Only nobody knows what she does with them, apparently. Not even you, I bet. Herb wrinkled his eyebrows. I never thought about it, he said. He tapped on his chin. What does the fairy do with the teeth? That's a stumper, all right. After that, he slid way down in his seat, and he thought and thought some more. I thought some more, too. We rode to school real quiet. Chapter 8. Smiling. When we finally got to school, I started feeling shaky inside. 'Cause I didn't want to get laughed at, remember? Plus, I was still concerned about the fruit throwing. I closed my mouth real tight, and I walked back to my desk. Lenny smiled and waved at me. I waved back. Then, very slow, I did a shy smile. That's when Lenny jumped up from his desk, and he did a loud whoop. Cool, he said. You look cool, Junie B. Jose heard Lenny and came to see me. Then he grinned and grinned at my brand new smile, and he gave me a happy high five. And that is not even the best part, because Mr. Scary saw what was going on, and he came all the way to my desk to see my tooth, and he gave me a smiley face sticker. After that, he clapped his hands together, and he made an announcement to room 1. He told them I lost my tooth, and he asked me to stand up and show them my special new smile. I swallowed real nervous. Then I stood up kind of jittery, and I opened my lips a teensy bit so the children could see my tooth hole. And what do you know? Room 1 was happy for me. All of them smiled real nice. Except not May, of course. May just rolled her eyeballs. I think you look weird, Junie Jones, she said. I think your smile looks silly. I sat down. No, May, this is a silly smile, I said. Then I put my fingers in the sides of my mouth, and I stretched my smile across my face, and I wiggled my tongue at her very fast. Lenny and Jose laughed and laughed. And guess what? At lunchtime, I made my smile even funnier, 'cause Lenny gave me a raisin, and I put it right in my tooth hole, and it stuck there very hilarious. Shirley laughed her head off at that joke. I am beginning to enjoy that girl. So how much did the tooth fairy leave you? She asked. Did you get a bundle? Yeah, said Lenny. I was wondering that too. I started feeling squirmy again. I looked at Herb kind of worried. He tried to explain the matter to them. Well, Junie B didn't actually leave her tooth for the fairy yet, he said. All of the children looked at me. Why? They said. Why didn't you leave it, Junie B? I squirmed some more. Then finally I took a deep breath. I've got issues with that fairy, that's why, I said kind of quiet. Issues? Asked Lenny. Like what kind of issues? I swallowed real hard. Issues like, well, you know, like what does she do with the teeth, for instance? I said. For a minute, nobody said anything. Then May made the cuckoo sign at me. "What does the fairy do with the teeth?" she said. "What kind of dumb issue is that?" I flashed my angry eyes at that girl. "Well, if it's so dumb, then you must know the answer. Right, May?" I said. "And so what does the fairy do with the teeth? Huh? She doesn't pay money just to throw them away, does she?" After that, I waited and waited for her to answer. The other children waited too. But May didn't say anything. "Well?" I said. "Well?" said Shirley. "Well?" said Jose. Finally, May's face turned red, and she went to get a drink of water. After that, the whole lunch table started talking about the fairy, only no one knew what she did with the teeth. We wondered and wondered. Then, all of a sudden, Lucille stood up, and she fluffed her fluffy dress. "Well, guess what? I don't really care what the tooth fairy does with the teeth. All I cared about is how much money she leaves." She looked at room 1. "You're nothing without money, people. Remember that," she said. I tapped my fingers on the table, kind of annoyed. "Yeah, only that doesn't even answer my question, Lucille, 'cause I still don't know what she does with the teeth." Lucille put her hands on her hips. "Well, maybe she just collects them," she said. "Did you ever think of that, huh? Collecting stuff is a hobby, you know. My Richie Nana collects tons of junk, and she pays good money for it, too." I tapped my fingers some more. Then I put my chin in my hands, and I thought about Lucille's Nana. Finally, I started to smile a little bit, 'cause maybe Lucille's idea might make some sense, possibly. Pretty soon, Herb smiled a little bit, too. "A tooth collection, huh?" he said. Maybe that's the answer, Junie B. Yeah, that just might be it. The fairy might collect teeth as a hobby or something." "Sure," said Lenny. "There's nothing wrong with collecting stuff. Like, I collect baseball cards, but I don't really do anything with them." "See, and I collect matchbox cars," said Jose. "What's wrong with that?" Just then, Sheldon sprang up from the table. "Yes, and I collect vacuum cleaner bags, and the doctor says that's perfectly normal." After that, Sheldon laughed, and he pretended to vacuum his pants. All of us moved away from him. Then, the bell rang and everyone went outside for recess. Dear First Grade Journal, me and Herb talked some more on the playground. We decided that the Tooth Fairy has a tooth collection, probably. And that is not even weird, possibly. That afternoon, I wrote in my journal. Also, I promised Herb I would put my tooth under my pillow tonight. I hope we are right about this woman. From Junie B., first grader. P.S. I wish me all the best.